Hi Libra, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your November 2025 messages, and it's going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Some quick astrological notes here. We have two planets in retrograde. One is Mercury, and the other is Neptune. It's retrograde in Pisces. And so Mercury will be retrograding from November 9th to November 29th, with the pre and post shadow 2 weeks before and after those dates. And then Neptune is going to be retrograde in Pisces until December 10th. So just keep that in mind as we go in. Just so you know, it's going to be a little bit more challenging for the air signs. But what Neptune talks about is, in retrograde, dissolving the illusions. It's supposed to bring, all of us some clarity. And also, this is about confronting some really hard truths. And I'm already getting for you, this is about confronting those truths. Okay. Our Kipper message is what we're going to start with. We have the mature man, message of concern, and toil and labor. Okay, so there's an older man in your life. It could be a peer, it could just be a father or a father figure, a boss, anything along those lines, that delivers a message that is not stellar. Like I don't want to say bad news, but it just feels a little concerning. For some of you, this has to do with how hard you've worked to keep this relationship going, keep this connection going, maybe working extra hard at work, putting in all those extra hours, and I'm almost feeling like you questioning, is it worth me doing all of this? Like, what's the point? I'm also getting there's like a bit of differences, a matter of differences, like not seeing eye to eye on something, someone not being honest with the other, and it's like I have to fight you tooth and nail just to like get the answers or to get somewhere, and it feels a little bit harder than it should. And so you're trying to remain calm and really assess and discern what it is that like I'm getting, like what's the actual reality here, and you're trying to get a grasp on reality. But this does have to do with someone who was, like I said, a husband, a father figure, a boss, a grandfather, like just something like that, an uncle, whatever the case may be. But it just feels like they're making things difficult. The outcome just with this is a little bit unknown, but it just feels like an ongoing battle. Maybe we'll get some answers here. Deserving came out, and so I feel like with deserving, there's a couple things. First of all, I will say, as I was shuffling, this was the first card that I pulled, and I saw the color yellow, and then out pops this card, and I was like, oh. So I feel like what this is, so Neptune also amplifies our intuition, right? Intuition, our solar plexus, yellow. However, remember, this is a little bit challenging for the air signs. So I feel like, like your intuition is on point. However, I feel like there's someone else causing you to doubt yourself. And because of that, you're not sure like what's real and what's not, what's true and what's not. And so trying to differentiate the two is driving you a bit nuts. And I'll leave that there, but I feel like it's going to come up again. But can I show you something really quick before we get into tarot? Tell me this doesn't look like the same person. And as I'm talking about trying to figure out, discerning, having sleepless nights and things of this nature. This is all about sleepless nights. This is like something worrying you to the point of I can't sleep kind of thing. And so when you look at these two cards, it looks like the same person, but very opposite energies. And so what I say to you is, this is obviously what we want to focus on in November. We want to focus on, what is it that I deserve? And also knowing that you actually deserve good, knowing that you deserve and will get the best possible outcome, knowing your worth, and not allowing someone else to make you feel less than or even equal to, you know, like at minimum we need to be equal to, but it just feels like the other person is always, it feels like another energy here, and it feels icky a little, I'm not gonna lie. It's like they have this, they want this one up on you, and it makes you feel a little bit unworthy. And it also makes you feel like, I'm also getting that this person is acting a little bit unpredictable, even though you're like, you can kind of predict their next move. But what I mean by that is their actions and their words don't match. And so that's the unpredictable part. Because you're like, are they actually going to stick to their word now? But like, knowing them and knowing their history, they just haven't done that. So why would they do it now? It's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting. But knowing your worth and knowing that you deserve all the good things, and actually believing that, because Neptune is supposed to be dissolving these illusions. And so really tap into that energy, not the illusion part, dissolving the illusion, removing the illusion. And that's what's going to bring you this clarity. The answers are coming. You just have to believe that they're coming. Okay. So like I said, we have the Nine of Swords here. We have the Eight of Cups, and then we have the Tower here. This also feels like, again, with this other person, so if it's not a relationship, it could be work related potentially, or just like even like a friendship or whatever the case may be. But this person is like telling you that, like almost like a, you need me, or you know you can't be without me, or you need this. And we just talked about that not being true, but also we talked about you not being able to quite discern that. This person could be a Scorpio, doesn't have to be, just wanted to throw that out there. But with this Tower card in reverse, you have to accept the change that's going to come, even if you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You have to trust, you have to have faith, you have to believe. And I feel like believe is like a reoccurring like thought that I keep getting with you. You have to believe it. Don't believe what they're saying. Believe what is inside. Believe your intuition. Believe, and like eat yellow foods, right? So we're talking like yellow squash, bananas, pineapple. I mean, just have some yellow foods. To turmeric, add turmeric to things, to your, if you want to roast some potatoes, whatever it is, because you need assistance working with your solar plexus chakra. It keeps coming up for me, to tell you. And so also maybe some Reiki here, and test out what's going on with your solar plexus to maybe get that in more alignment, because it just feels like you're having difficulty in that department. It feels like you're not going to move on from this, but you will. And when you do, it's not going to, you're not going to immediately have a sense of relief, because it's going to be a period of trying to figure it all out again. There's something about like starting over, but I don't see the starting over happening in November. It's the result and outcome of what's happening in November. It feels a little ongoing, but the outcome is going to be in your favor. We have the Star card here, so just gonna throw it out there. It could also be an Aquarius or another air sign, but regardless, it is going to work out in your favor. But what I'm about to say, you just have to believe, okay? Your angel message here, come on. There's something better. And then, oh my gosh, your fairy message, move forward. And move forward says, straighten your wings and carry on. Oh my gosh. I wish, if I could have handpicked this card, I would have. But how much did it just bring everything full circle? Anyway, love that. I hope you found this helpful. Watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages. And I'll see you next time. Bye.